Hi.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. This is a special general board meeting of the Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council. This meeting is called to order. Okay, it is Thursday, June 2nd, 6:08 p.m. Secretary Sanchez, roll call, please.
Sarah Clendenny,
Present.
Ben Wadsworth,
Present.
Chantal Montalvo,
Present.
Fernanda Sanchez, present. Nancy Soto,
Present.
Benny Madera,
Present.
Joanna Iraeta, Diana Tran,
Here.
Annalie Har,
Present.
Melanie Bolomo,
Present.
Didier Delizer excused, Diego Zapata,
Here.
Richard Ortiz,
Presente.
Gil Revelo,
Here.
Steve Lucero,
Here.
Selena Ortega,
Present.
and Esmeralda Landeros. Here. We have quorum
Yay.
with 15 members.
All right. So with that, we're going to move on to the next item on the agenda. We have quorum. Everybody's here. Okay, so it's a public comment on non-agenda items. If anybody from the public has something to say about something that's not on the agenda, you have 2 minutes to speak. Please press *9 or raise your hand.
I do not see any hands raised.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 3, community and board announcements, 2 minutes per person. If there's anybody,
Actually,
oh,
there's a hand raised. Conrado Guerrero, you
okay.
have talking abilities.
Thank you very much. Sorry for raising my hand. It took me a minute to find the button. Good evening, neighborhood council members. Thank you for your service. I'm a resident of Board District 7. There was a shooting near my neighborhood last night. Somebody was killed on Avenue 18 in Pasadena, where we have an encampment of motorhomes. And that is, it's getting bigger. I mean, there's another one here on Main Street by the UPS store. I'm sure this has been brought up before, but I don't know if we're gonna have LAPD out here today speaking on anything. But is there anything we can, or can the neighborhood council do to restrict long-term parking on certain streets here in District 7? Part of it is industrial, but there's a close-knit working class families community inside of that. And it's getting harder for kids to go out and play. We have a park nearby that it's hard for us to send our kids by themselves as it used to be. I mean, it's getting out of control. Thank you.
Thank you, Conrado.
Thank you for joining.
Okay, any other public non-agenda comments? Please raise
I
your-
see no hands.
Okay, so we'll move on to item number 3, community and board announcements. If there's anybody from the community who has an announcement, you have 2 minutes to make your announcement. Just raise your hand or press *9.
I see none.
Okay, any board member announcements?
Yep, I have Diana.
Hi. So down Griffin Avenue, like close to where I live, there's a studio that's filming. So like pretty much the roads are, well, not the roads, but like the parking lots are, kind of not like they're filled up by like the movie trucks and everything. And so I just wanted to let everybody know about that. There's probably going to be increased traffic. Just kidding. There already is. But yeah, I don't know if they've compensated residents or not. And I'm not sure if they have to. I think they have to, but I'm not sure about that.
So that's Avenue Griffin and what?
It's past Hillside. It's past the liquor store. It's on Griffin Avenue. It's past Avenue 35.
Oh, that's in the jurisdiction of Arroyo Seco NC. Unfortunately, that is Lincoln Heights though. Right.
Oh, it is Lincoln Heights. Okay.
Technically,
Historically.
okay, so any other board member announcements?
Oops.
We have Nancy.
Nancy?
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to remind the community that
June is Father Tom's last month with us at the Church of the Epiphany, and there'll be one mass on Sunday for the month of July. So for the month of June, it's at 10:30, and I encourage everyone to say goodbye and thank you for the work he's done for the community.
Can I ask?
And-
If he's all right?
What's that?
Is he retiring or is he
No,
like?
no, he's moving. He's moving to downtown.
Hmm.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Nancy. We have Esmeralda.
I'm an Area 7 representative, and I just wanted to talk what Conrado's, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, what he said. I don't know if we can permanently move the people there, but I can tell them where there's other places in the area where they can park, because I understand your concern, and I would hope that they would be aware of the children and in the area and try not to escalate with children in the area.
Okay, yeah, we can't really discuss, right, Vince? Well, Esmeralda, yeah, Conrado, you can see Esmeralda's email there. You guys can get in touch.
It's really long, I'm sorry.
It's wrong?
No, it's really long.
Oh, Esmeralda landeros.lhnc@gmail.
To a committee.
Yeah, we'll bring it to a committee. Programs and service, we'll figure out the committee. We're gonna bring it to a committee. Any other board member announcements?
I see no hands up.
What is my board member announcement? Lincoln Heights Whale, Natural History Museum, see it now. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next item. Government reports. If there are any government officials present on this meeting, you could address the board. You have 2 minutes to speak, address the community. Raise your hand or press *9.
I see no hands up.
Okay, so next we're gonna move on to item number 5.
Actually, we do. Cynthia Cruz, you have 2 minutes to
Oh,
speak.
Cynthia.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, Cynthia.
So, hi. So I have a couple of updates. First off, I think I had reported on this previously. We were going to have a Homeless Connect Day at Lincoln Park. Our office was hosting that along with other service providers and agencies, and just wanted to share that it was a really successful first Homeless Connect Day for us. We had LASA there, PATH there, and other services and resources were there for folks. And just wanted to report that LASA was able to successfully transport 5 people into an interim housing site. So that was really great news. And we had 24 people receive a shower. And overall, we served about 35 to 40 folks that came by either to grab some food, charge their phone, get a shower, get some clothes, or just talk to the other service providers that were there. So it was a pretty successful event, and we want to keep scheduling some Connect days, at least until we have the Lava May mobile showers there along Valley. So definitely want to keep working on scheduling some of those. And then May 24th, we had a really successful food giveaway in front of the Lincoln Heights Resource Center along Broadway. We partnered with SEA, and they were also really helpful in helping us just prepare and bag some of the food items, but overall really successful. We distributed over 300 boxes and bags. I want to say like within an hour and 10 minutes. So, I mean, it was such a good event, huge need. So definitely going to keep having more food giveaways in Lincoln Heights. And I think that was a really good location just because of overall foot traffic and visibility. So We want to keep working on doing some more food giveaways as well. And also wanted to report that we have tree trimming going on Mission Road. So the last 2 weeks, the crew was working on Mission Road between Lincoln Park Avenue to Broadway, North Broadway. And this week the crew is finishing off and they're doing Mission Road from North Broadway up to Soto. So that's also some really great news. It looks so much better already with all the tree trimming that's been done and that's going to be done. So that's also really good news. And then bulky bin, just want to remind everyone that for Lincoln Heights, we have that scheduled the 3rd weekend of the month. So, and we keep it at the same location. That's 2345 Lincoln Park Avenue. And we usually have a flyer for that, but we haven't updated that. So when we do, I'll share that with you guys. And our dedicated cleaning crew that comes out to Lincoln Heights now has power washing capabilities too. So if there's any areas that, like by bus stops specifically, that might need like some power washing or anything like that, send me an email. And we can... Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just yeah, Diana. Yeah, please mute yourselves. Sorry.
Oh, did she have something to say?
No, you just get.
No, yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. No, and then, so yeah, if you guys have any locations that, you know, might need some power washing, send me an email. We'll get our cleaning crew out there to do some power washing. And I know someone was reporting on the RVs that are on Avenue 18. I would suggest to reach out to CD1, and I know they also mentioned Main Street. So I did want to share that area on Main Street. I mean, I'm sure if you guys seen it, it's bumper to bumper from Moulton to Clover. And then Clover is another street with a lot of RVs in Lincoln Heights, and Moulton and Alhambra Avenue. So those locations are a priority for us, and we are trying to do what we can to lead with services, offer them anything that's available, whether it's like an interim housing place nearby or safe parking. There's not that many safe parking locations, but the closest one to Lincoln Heights is in Glassell Park, and there's one in downtown, I believe. But those are some of the closest safe parking locations, and you know, it's not that easy for folks to come into safe parking locations for a whole lot of other requirements that might be needed before they can come in. But yeah, we are targeting them for just outreach purposes. LAS has been out to those locations, at least on Main Street, Clover and Moulton a couple of times. And I mean, May 15th was the day that City Council voted to reinstate parking enforcement, but because over the course of the pandemic for like 2 years, there's been like a huge amount of these RVs just sitting around. There's like an immense backlog and just issues with getting folks, well, one, getting parking enforcement out to enforce, and then two, getting these RVs or trailers or whatever may be, oversized vehicles towed, because another issue that we're experiencing.
Members, I can't, sorry. Sorry. So it's been 2 minutes. Thank you, Cynthia. Anything else you want to add to that?
Oh, sorry. Just, I know I was taking up longer, but I just wanted to give that, but it's fine. I can just cut it short. Just wanted to say that those locations are a priority for us on Main Street in terms of the RVs, because I know it's an issue for just public safety and just has just visibility issues along Main Street. So just wanted to share that, but we are working on it. So just wanted to mention that.
All right. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to move on to, are there any other government officials on the line? No?
There are no more hands raised.
Somebody's hands up. What's that? Oh, it's Diana.
That's still Cynthia's.
So we're going to move on to the next item. So this is an item, it's item number 5, discussion and possible action on community impact statement and letter to LA Department of Transportation, Department of Public Works, Bureau of Engineering, LADBS, Department of City Planning, and City Attorney regarding Council File 220601, Artesian Street, Avenue 33 street vacation, accelerated procedure. Vince, do I have to read the blurb or can I just go straight to the community impact statement?
Oh, you can go straight to the community impact statement.
Okay, so this motion was introduced, or it's not a motion, it was introduced by Bureau of Engineers on May 19th, 2022, and it is now has gone to City Council. So it's up tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It's at City Council. They're going to vote on it. So this is a street vacation is there's a public street in the city of LA, and then somebody like an entity or person or corporation petitions the city to have it privatized for them. And there's a fee that they pay. In this case, they paid $50,000 for the application. And this is Artesian Street. It's Artesian Street, and below that there's Artesian Place. So Artesian Street, that's where the Avenue 26 night market was. They put a fence up on the in the interim. The petitioner paid $10,000, it turns out, and they put a gate at the top and the bottom, actually exceeding, going all the way down to the Artesian Place. These are the public right of way. This is public property, right? So the community impact statement says this. Dear honorable members of City Council, Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council opposes the proposed vacation of Artesian Street to private applicant. In 2021, the applicant paid over $10,000 in street closure services in cooperation with LAPD and CD1 office to gate off Artesian from Avenue 26 night market vendors. This closure bypassed due process. The applicant is on the board of the Lincoln Heights Industrial Bid. The applicant is now requesting a street vacation to install an 8-foot iron gate to enclose Artesian Street, a public right-of-way modified industrial local street. A deposit of $47,080 was paid by the petitioner for the investigation of the request pursuant to section 7.42 of the LA Administrative Code for this application. In 2006, the city of LA allowed applicant to defer, this is in 2006, allowed the applicant to defer street improvements to Avenue 33. See Council File CF 06-1316, titled 3209 Humboldt Street Defer Improvements. In 2006, applicant petitioned the city when they built that warehouse to close off 5 feet of Avenue 33, public right-of-way, street frontage, and they enclosed it with a gate. Even though the Lacey Street Metro crossing is not up to LA Department of Transportation standards and poses a risk to children walking to Nightingale Middle School. Ed Reyes expounded on the bottlenecking on Avenue 33 approximately 16 years ago, yet allowed the deferment of improvements. To vacate Artesian Street will cause great danger to pedestrians. And with the proposed Avenue 34 development's Artesian Street exit, the vehicles of over 1,200 residents will render Avenue 33 unnavigable. Regarding the current application, Bureau of Engineers says, quote, the applicant stated it is illegal to, applicant stated it is to stop illegal activities, stating that, quote, the people that are currently selling food and beverages with no permits or health department oversight will complain. The applicant states, by vacating the property Artesian and installing a large iron gate, law and order can be restored to the area. Then employees that work in this neighborhood are safe from rodents who carry disease. Taco grease has spilled all over the sidewalks and gathered in the gutter I recently built. Back in 2008, we made a Herculean effort to develop this street and property from a nasty rundown Brownfield, which is a Superfund site, to a clean, beautiful warehouse facility. The purpose of the street vacation, to reduce crime, pollution, and destruction of private property. Applicant, Robert Plant, with Flex Design Group, owner, TDP Properties, doing business as GA Gertmenian Sons. They're on the Lincoln Heights bid. And then we have associated council files that go back the past 20 years, but a couple of them are very new. The Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council urges the LA City Council to oppose Council File CF 220601 Artesian Street Avenue 33 street vacation accelerated procedure. The public and due process should not be ignored. Deception should be avoided at all costs. Deception may lead to fraud. Corporations paying for the privatization of public streets pose a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of our community. And that's the statement.
So I'll do this. I'll make a motion to approve the letter and the CIS. Is there a second?
I second.
Nina seconds, and then Sarah, board member comment, and then
Any board member comments or discussion on this? You see any?
Fernanda.
Bernie? Hey.
Yeah, I have a comment. Mostly on something that I guess hasn't really been mentioned, which is the Avenue 26 night market.
Yeah.
The rhetoric used in the application that he put in to privatize Artesian Street is harrowingly reminiscent of the canvassing that was done by gentrifiers on Avenue 26 and efforts to shut down the night market last year. I kind of want to make it clear that it should not be a surprise that this is happening after Avenue 26 was shut down. This was really foreseeable after the shutdown and the efforts to shut down Avenue 26. Like the issues that arose from the overwhelming popularity of Avenue 26, that night market, was not at fault of the people, yet it was the vendors and the community that were criminalized, stigmatized, and ultimately oppressed for making a living. There were canvassing efforts, mostly by gentrifiers, to shut down Avenue 26 night market, encouraging neighbors to call the cops on the vendors, calling us loud, calling us dirty. I saw the flyers, I saw the social media posts. This is not how issues in our community should ever be addressed. Instead of finding solutions directly with street vendors, such as cleaning solutions and parking accommodations, gentrifiers decided to take away the autonomy of the people and involved the city to forcibly shut down Avenue 26. And they did, they shut it down almost instantly. Vendors demanded a meeting with Sabio, and that of course never happened. Why? Because shutting down Avenue 26 night market opened the pathway to the privatization and commodification of the street. The domino effect of the consequences of how white neighbors address and cohabitate with our community will always speak volumes and set precedents for other entities, such as these developers and private business owners, to take over and ignore our community while validating the pleas of the inconvenienced gentrifiers. I think that what happened with Avenue 26 was very tragic. It should not have happened that way, and it is exactly why what is happening right now is happening.
Well, okay, I have a comment. Yeah, actually, you know, that site just historically, that warehouse is on a famous, it's one of the most infamous Superfund sites in LA, Kennington. And so that developer of that factory put it there and was broken off some, you know, incentivized, right? By the neighborhood, the city council of the early 2000s being Ed Reyes and them. And so they were incentivized in ways that basically giving carte blanche for a lot of things. That artesian back there, it has been chopped up many times. But I feel that this case is really interesting because of the rezoning of the area with the Cornfield Arroyo specific plan. This was supposed to be the Lincoln Heights industrial zone from the 90s forward. Then the city changed their mind and made it for residential. And that's supposed to be the, what is it called? There's some name for it. It's supposed to be like something in the CASP, like the urban innovation zone for high rises. So now that carpet factory, or that has a bay for like 10 big rigs on the back that need to be able to turn around. That's not like really, that's not green. That's not going to fit in with the plan, right? So this application is actually by a developer. They're privatizing the street. Yeah, it's a bigger issue in that this has actually been a plan for a long time. And yeah, the night market itself, Cedillo was, you know, it just kept going on. The beginning of it, there was a manager. I don't even want to get too crazy into it, but stuff didn't work out the way Cedillo kind of planned. But this,
I hear you. And I agree with everything that you're saying.
There was a lack of transparency, especially with the COVID. But, you know, the thing is that there were never any accommodations made. No bathrooms, no nothing. It was about, he wanted to have a car show. He wanted to, you know, there were, for instance, there's a street closure planned for the 4th, I just discovered. in 2 days on Humboldt, made by the Humboldt neighbors. CD1 applied for it from Avenue 33 all the way down to Avenue 26. I called them up. Nobody's getting back to me. I want to know what this street closure is. It says it's for a public celebration or something. There's no transparency. I'm going to stop talking. Thank you, Fernanda.
You have Gilbert's hand up.
Gil.
Yes. First of all, I think we ought to set a limit then on our discussion on this. And if you do come up and discuss, unless you have something new, you shouldn't be discussing again. But to the point, this is being blown all out of the proportion and criminalized and everything else like that. This is a horrible situation that they have down there with those vendors. People from Lincoln Heights have been complaining about that for years and years and years. And that activity is, whether you want to believe it or not, is illegal. There is that street has no parking, and they violate that constantly. The crowds and everything else. You're just making a big old, blowing it up like this. The whole world is going against everything. But this is a situation that can't be tolerated. There, it's hazardous. It's a menace and everything else. And it shouldn't be allowed. And they should. This may be an overreaction on probably the peoples who are concerned about it, who are attached to it. But the fact of the matter is that it is a illegal and a nuisance, and is just not a good situation to have. Thank you.
Thank you, Gilbert. We have Diana.
Hello. So first of all, happy Pride Month, but also secondly, back to Fernanda's point at the beginning, the reason why it got so popular was primarily because of TikTok. And like, because of TikTok, like our night market got blown up like so horribly. And like I went there, it went during the like somewhat semi sort of the pandemic, and like people there, they were violating like mask mandates, like they weren't wearing masks. Everything was like so crowded, and like there was a real safety issue, because as I was like walking past, there was like a car trying to like going through the crowd, so which was really unsafe. But at the same time, I do feel as though like TikTok, that they ruined this sort of community thing that like is ours, and then like, you know, then it got shut down. But now guess what? TikTok's gone on to the new night market, which of course there is one, and I feel like the same thing will happen to them. But like, yeah, those are just my thoughts.
Thank you, Diana. We have Diego.
I just, I mean, I want to be quick about it because I know probably there's some public comments to be made as well. But I just wanted to echo what Fernanda said. I couldn't have phrased it any more eloquently. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I mean, what we're talking about are the livelihoods of people here. If they didn't have permits to sell, then maybe someone should have helped them apply for that permitting process. If there was a challenge with the crowd control, maybe CD1 should have stepped up and supported, you know, some oversight. The Avenue 26 night market is an institution to the Lincoln Heights community. It has been there for years. And I mourn the loss of it every day, really. I think I walk by that street all the time, and what was once a lively, you know, showing of people coming together to support one another and celebrate food and all that jazz is now just a derelict street, and it's just really, really unfortunate. I also wanted to echo just how congested Avenue 26 Pasadena will be. God forbid, should the Avenue 34 project continue forth, those streets are going to be absolutely like not navigable. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, that's the end of my comment.
Thank you, Diego. We have Chente's hand up.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this quick. I think what a lot of people don't understand about the vendors in our community is that it's cultural. This is not a phenomenon that happens in our community. We not only have our food vendors, we have our eloteros, we have our paleteros, and we have our ice cream trucks. I grew up with them as a kid. It's part of what our community is about. And far too often, when we see gentrification, it begins to attack us culturally. A lot of people don't believe that's happening to us. It's wiping out and whitewashing our culture. While people may think that this is a relevant thing to complain about health and safety, there are a lot of things that the city's doing right now that is not only hurting us, but is illegal. Overbuilding the city, we don't hear people complain about that because they're filling their pockets up. Latino communities and indigenous communities have always been attacked in the time of housing, because then we become blighted neighborhoods, and everything we do now is against whatever's being built in the sustainability plan, right? And so this is why I think we all need to push back as much as we can to make sure people understand this is cultural, this is who we are, it's part of us, and it's not going anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Chente. I don't see any more hands up.
Okay, any attendee comments, any public comments, discussion? Please press *9 or raise your hand. All right.
I do not see any hands up.
Okay, so thank you guys. Yeah, so this meeting's tomorrow at City Council. Is there anybody who would be available to talk at the downtown? Go there in person, because they're not taking phone calls anymore.
What?
But it's okay if nobody can.
I was going to, but like then it turns out you can't do it online anymore because I have to. Because like I could have skipped out on state testing and done it, but no, they don't take phone calls anymore.
Exactly. They're only getting like one person talking at every meeting. Okay, so nobody, okay.
I see Chente's hand up.
Vince?
No, I'm sorry. I can't take it down. I'm trying to take it down. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, the letter just says, it's like to privatize, when you look at street vacations and closures of public streets, for instance, I'll make this quick, like down at the brewery, right? We have our streets that just kind of got decommissioned and they have a gate on them to accommodate condos and stuff like that. This is one of them. They never kind of reverse themselves. They become permanently pretty much private. So if the city's using its own neglect of its own, for instance, the vendor should have been accommodated, the people should have been accommodated. It's a public street. If the city's going to use that for the reason to keep privatizing public land and privatizing our public assets, it's totally wrong. And especially when applicants pay $60,000, that's just paying for our public land to be theirs. So that's pretty much what the thing says. All right. So we have a motion, we have a second. I guess we'll take it for a board vote right now.
Correct.
All right, so motion is to approve the CIS. We would just need, I guess, somebody to read it tomorrow. The motion was presented by Chente and seconded by Selena. A yes vote is to approve the CIS. A no vote is to not approve it. So Sarah?
Yes, aye.
Ben Wadsworth? I'll go back to you. Chente?
Yes.
Fernanda, yes. Nancy?
Yes.
Benny?
Yes.
Joanna?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
Annalie?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes.
Dadia's excuse. Diego?
Yes.
Richard?
Simon?
Gil?
No.
Steve?
Yes.
Selena?
Yes.
Esmeralda?
Yes.
Ben Wadsworth?
Yes.
That's 15 yes, 1 no, motion carries. So I guess we can move on to the next item on the agenda.
Sorry, I was on mute. Item number 6, Executive Committee, announcement of LHNC vacancies. Here's the announcement. CBO, Community-Based Org Rep, 2023. That's when it ends. Business Rep, 2025. And another Business Rep, 2023. Area 1 Rep at Large, ending 2023. Area 3 Rep at Large, ending 2023. Area 3 Rep Resident, ending 2025. These are a lot of vacancies. Area 4 Rep Resident, ending 2023. And Area 6 Representative Resident, ending 2023. You can see on our website, we have our bylaws with all of the descriptions of the areas and what the stakeholdership qualifications are. Treasurer and Secretary, Ben, do we have any applications for vacancies?
I have not received any.
No? All right, we encourage the community to please just apply for these vacancies. Cool. Item number 7. We need these vacancies filled. All right, public comment on non-agenda items, 2 minutes per person. We're just gonna give the public one more time, one more chance to, talk. If anybody from the public has a comment about something that's not on the agenda, please raise your hand or press *9. No comments?
I see no hands raised.
And then number 8, Vince.
There's one hand raised. Gonzalo, you have 2 minutes to speak.
Thank you. I'll be quick. Is there anything planned for the 4th of July weekend?
Well, LHNC allocated some funds to a Lincoln Park 4th of July event for music and fireworks.
Thank you.
I believe it's CD14 putting it on. Lincoln Park. Any other comments? No? All right. Board members want to say anything?
Okay.
Have a good prom.
To adjourn.
Second.
Say aye.
Aye.
Hi. Diana has to say something, I think.
Happy Pride Month. Oh my gosh, Happy Pride Month. I wanted to say that.
Happy Pride Month.
Have fun, Diana.
Have fun, babe.
Thank you. May the gays
All right.
rock.
So, we all say aye. Any
opposed? I don't hear any abstentions. I don't hear any. Meeting officially ends at 6:46.
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.